Hi, my name is Maya and you're watching the Betrayal Trauma Diaries. This is part 1, Bad Days. So 2025 has had a lot of good days and a lot of bad days, and I think the worst day was back in June when my ex-husband finally confessed to having had an affair 3 years ago. So 2025 was actually a really good year so far. Like, the first few months were really good. Went back to the UK with my 2 children, and then when we came back, after the first visitation, after we came back, I asked my ex-husband something that had been pressing on my mind for a very long time, and that was if he had had an affair. He admitted to it, but the details were far worse than I'd ever imagined, and I quickly fell into a deep depression, and I was diagnosed officially with depression in July 2025, and quite honestly, there's been a lot of bad days since. So even though I was diagnosed with depression, the doctor and I consulted him, and he was like, well, I'm not going to put you on antidepressants after hearing my situation. You know, I'm a single mother, I've got 2 small children, at the time still 2 and 3 years old. They are now 4 and 3 years old, but because of that, he didn't want to put me on sleeping pills because I wasn't really sleeping, just in case something happened at night and I need to be there for the children. So I was like, okay, I will try maybe therapy. Therapy will definitely help, right, in terms of recovering from betrayal trauma. Therapy did not work. I think in my 3rd session, I was like, yeah, this is not something that therapy is going to be able to fix. So fortunately, my sister, who had been traveling the world, her last stop was Japan, and so she was with me for a month, and I'm so grateful that she was able to stay with us for a month, because honestly, I probably would have done something very silly, maybe self-harmed, or maybe just, I don't know, gone to his house, showed up at his workplace, and just gotten really angry. I don't know. I mean, I've never done anything like that, and it's not in my character, but who knows? I was that kind of like depressed, and I was that I was all the emotions. I was sad, I was angry, I was just everything. Like, when you think that something was one way and then you find out your whole reality wasn't what it was, I can't really put it into words, like how groundbreaking that is, and how it still is. I'm still in the thick of it, and it's so painful. The gravity of it all, I'm still coming to terms with it even today. So I don't really have any vices. I do not drink at all. I do not do drugs. I do not smoke. I never have, and I never will. But kind of, going through all this, I wish I did have a vice, because when you just feel numb and hollow from emotional pain, the emotional pain of betrayal trauma, it's just really, really difficult. You can't really talk to anyone about it. There are a few friends that obviously have mentioned it, but I don't want to sound like a broken record, and everyone has their own problems, and so I don't really like to bring it up too much, but it's just some days I just feel like, if someone that was supposed to love and cherish me can treat me with such little regard, then what does that say for other people who don't know me at all, who don't owe me anything, who are not required or expected to love me or treat me kindly? What does that say about how they can treat me? And I think that's actually quite terrifying when I really when I really think about that. So I'm not in therapy, and I'm not on antidepressants. Don't really have any vices. So how are you managing your depression as a single mother in Japan? I hear you ask. You want the truth? The truth is not pretty. You want it? The truth is, well, restrictive eating. That's how I'm surviving. I have 2 windows, 5 to 8 a.m. and 5 to 8 p.m. and those are my eating windows. I can eat whatever I want. All the ice cream, all the chocolate. I eat my proper meals as well, my breakfast and my dinner, and those are the only times I eat. And in doing so, I started doing that around September, and I was finally able to feel a slither of a slice of control over my life, because I was spiraling hard. But the thing about depression when you're a single mother is you cannot just bed rot. You cannot just stay in bed and not eat all day and not have a bath, because you have two small children who, mama, they need you. And one thing I'm not about to do is I'm not about to abuse and neglect my children. So unfortunately, you know, I'm using unhealthy coping mechanism in the guise of restrictive eating, and that's what's kind of pushing me and letting me get through each day, and that's why I'm turning back to YouTube. I'm coming back. I'm just getting this little series out the way, and then I'll be hopefully doing a lot more smiley stuff, because I think ultimately community is something I need. I want to connect with women who have been through similar situations, whether that's infidelity, or just even just divorce, and just kind of like breaking up with someone you thought loved you or you loved them, and just heartbreak, just people who heartbroken souls. And let's get through this together. If you are someone who is heartbroken, and you are, or even if you're not even heartbroken, you're just depressed, and you are feeling all alone, I want you to know you're not alone. I am also one depressed individual healing from betrayal trauma, and let's not give up. Let's not give up. So yeah, there's been a lot of bad days. I'm sure there will be many more bad days as I try and heal, but I'm sure there'll be many good ones too. You know, there has to be.